Bye bye, Arbatax. You've been good to us.
We spent about 30 hours in Arbatax on the east coast of Sardinia, many of them trying to catch up on sleep after the crossing from Sicily. And now, on the second morning, it's already time to move again. So stay tuned. Last time on She Rules the Waves, we crossed the Tyrrhenian Sea, sailed through the night and arrived in Arbatax, Sardinia, where we swam at the red rocks of Rosse. This time we sail north to Isola Tavolara, spend the night at the anchor before leaving Italy for the first time and skip over to Corsica and France. Thank you all so much, and feel free to connect with us through comments, social media or Patreon, and click the little bell to subscribe. Good morning, people. It's time to leave, and as usual there's no wind, so we have to motor. But I'd say we're pretty used to that by now. And either way, the coastline of Sardinia is nothing but stunning. Today's plan is to head north, just shy of 60 nautical miles, to an anchorage just south of Oblia, near the weirdly shaped island of Tavolara. We entertained ourselves by checking the vessel information on the surrounding boats on the AIS.
That one is supposed to be 40 meters long. That's long.
And suddenly, there they are, the interesting shaped islands of Tavolara and Molara. We ducked into an anchorage just around the corner, and once firmly set on the hook, what else to do than relax, have an anchor beer, and jump into the sea. And as the sun went down over the hills of Sardinia, we had dinner and some more beer.
Vill du ha en öl till, Linus?
Ja.
Vill du det? Är det någon annan som vill ha en öl till?
Yep.
It's just so peaceful being at anchor on a calm night. And the colors that hits the surrounding hills as the sun sets just never gets boring. And then, as the darkness embraced us, we heard the unmistakable sounds of a dolphin's breath right beside the cockpit.
De är överallt.
Plaskare går. Det är nog fisk däremot. Eller? Det är fiskar.
Ja, okej då.
Alltså jag hörde pyschet och jag såg fenan. Alltså det var helt 100 delfin. Ja. Ingen snack.
We all flew up excitedly from our seats, but alas, we were too late with the cameras. But celebrated anyway.
No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love
with you. This world is only gonna break your heart.
with you.
This world is only gonna break your heart.
Nobody loves no one.
Me and Tosa stayed up long into the night and went for a night swim. Suddenly we noticed that the water around our moving limbs had a bluish glow and the luminescence grew more intense the longer we stayed in. One of the most amazing experiences so far. But I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. After checking the night's movements on the anchor on the plotter, it's time to keep heading north. Our plan is to reach Corsica today, but first we get to enjoy the view of Isola Tavolara. The island is a limestone massif, 5 kilometers long and 1 kilometer wide. It's pretty much just steep cliffs with a cove and a beach on each end. It reaches 565 meters above sea level. Only a few families live here now, but there's a restaurant open in the summer. The southern cove at least seemed to be a very popular anchorage. Next, we're crossing the shipping lanes outside the entrance of the city of Oblia.
It's really super fast.
After about 20 miles of motoring, we decided to go for the inside route northwest before we're leaving Sardinia and cross over to Corsica. There's a lot of boats, beautiful islands and several pods of dolphins splashing in the distance. Unfortunately, but not surprising due to the amount of traffic, they didn't come that close to us. Strangely enough, since it was not on any of the forecasts, while cruising through the tight fairway between the islands, we actually got some wind. Not much, but at least some, so that we could give old Tommaso the engine some help.
Di Mauer, som jag brukar säga.
Castello di Mauer. Capo dell'Orso.
And after we passed this rock, that kind of looks like an orc's head if you ask me, we went through a narrow pass and changed course a little. We were surprised by a pretty strong headwind that funneled in between the islands from the open sea, and we had to tack back and forth for quite some time before we reached more open waters.
Corsica is up ahead. Ja, filma nu. It's a little action between Sardinia and Corsica.
Är du dödtråkigt content? Händer ingenting.
Well, you might be right, but the actual sail was far from dull. After crossing the strait between Sardinia and Corsica, we were closing in on the pretty majestic cliffs of Pertusato. I doubt that's the correct pronunciation though. We were checking the maps to try and find a good spot to anchor, away from the wind and the swell. The intriguing narrow bay of Bonifacio looked very sheltered but also packed with boats, and the marina in the end of the bay was fully booked. So, after admiring the city on the cliffs from afar, with a long staircase down to the water, we decided to power on around the next few bends and hope to find a spot a little further north. And so we did. It took us a few tries and a couple of rookie mistakes, but now the hook is properly set and the wind is supposed to die down shortly.
Goodbye, Italy. Goodbye, Sardinia. Sardinia.
Sloth TV. Vive la France! French flag is up. And also course. Of course. Whee! Here we go. And they're up. Applause.
Applause.
As the sun set behind the Corsican coastline, we slowly settled in, had our anchor beer, went for a swim and made some dinner. The wind calmed down after a while, and let's just say that we had no trouble falling asleep that night. Thank you so much for joining us, and if you like what you see, please give us a like or tell us in the comments. Either way, we hope to see you again next week, when we'll head up to Ajaccio before jumping over to the mainland. So until next time, take care.